When I was 17 years old, I was living in Canada. As a teenager, my father was screwed over by a business partner in Hong Kong. Now, my father is a very kind man, very trusting man. So he was the one who signs on every dot. And him and this business partner, they started a business together, an international trade business, many, many years ago. And over the years, my dad was working very, very hard, does most of the work. And one day, the business partner basically took all the money. And because my dad was the guarantor for everything, and that left him about $1 million in debt. $1 million in debt. That wiped out my father financially, emotionally. He was never the same man again after that. He lost all his confidence. He never bounced back. And as a result, I started early. That's how I got pushed into business, because I needed to take care of my mom as the only child in my family. And from that incident, I said to myself, I'll never be screwed over by a business partner. That I never want to be like my dad. I don't want to repeat the same mistake that he made. But guess what? I did. Over the years, I've had so many different partnerships. Some are very, very good partnerships. Some are horrible partnerships. If you're watching this video, maybe you've just been screwed over by a business partner, someone that you trust, someone that you call a friend for a long time. Or maybe you've been betrayed by someone that you care for, someone you thought would never betray you, and you feel hurt and you feel lost. I want to share my experience with you and how I overcame some of these things, and maybe it would help you as well. My first business partner. At the time, I was just getting started in my career, and I wanted to promote my business. And I printed out all these business cards, free business cards, because I couldn't afford to get business card, right? And I was living in a small condo with my mom, and I would run up and down the building, and I would put the business card under people's doorway, trying to get some business. Maybe I could get some business that way. I didn't know marketing. I would put flyers in the building. It's stupid thinking about it. And I got a call, and I thought, oh great, I got some business. And the older gentleman was actually a webmaster. He said, I saw your business card, what do you do? And I'm like, hey, well, good, I got some business. He said, why don't you come to my place, meet with me? So I went down to his floor in the same building, and we talked, and I shared with him what I do. I was selling him. He said, you know what? Why are you running around giving away business card? Like you should have a website. I said, a website? Like what? How does that work? Because it builds websites for people. So I borrowed money from my relatives to pay him to start this website. And I thought, great. Then I don't need to knock on people's door and try to stuff business card under the doorway. Maybe that would get some business. And afterwards, he came up with an idea, hey, instead of doing that, why don't you do this business instead? And it was pitching me different business ideas. I thought, this is great. I could be successful faster. I could make money faster, be able to provide for my mom. And I trusted him. Long story short, back and forth, I was sinking money into the ventures. I was borrowing money, maxing out my credit card, put all that money into it. Someone that I trust. I trust him so much. He was an older gentleman. So sometimes he might be building websites and stuff. He's so busy. I would have mom cook dinner, and I would bring the extra dinner to him. Long story short, we put in tens of thousands of dollars. I got into tens of thousands of dollars in debt. Trusting a man like that. One day, wanting to see the progress of what we've done, I went to his floor The door was not locked. I opened the door. The place was empty. He took all the money, scared me out of all the money that we have, and disappeared. The things that I swear that I would never let that happen, what happened to my dad, guess what? It happened to me. I was so mad at myself. I was so pissed off at him that I wanted to kill him. Literally, I wanted to kill him. But I couldn't find him. I've never seen him since then. I took upon myself that why am I so stupid? Why do I trust him? Because I didn't know I was being guided. I was misled by greed, if you think about it. Because I wanted to make money without doing work. And that's the perfect victim for him. So I took upon myself that I'm going to educate myself. No matter what it takes, I'm going to learn how internet works, how marketing works, how business works. And I remember back then, I bought a course by Corey Rudel called Insider Secrets to Marketing on the Internet. 2 binders like this, 500-600 pages of content. My English wasn't that good. I went through that entire thing and locked myself in a room in 2 days. In 2 days. And I never stopped since then. Because yes, it's his fault to scare me, but it's also my fault to believe in him and being so naive and not knowing what I do. So I learned a lesson from that. So maybe you're thinking, why did they do that to me? But look within, who trusted that person? Why do you trust that person? Are you trying to take a shortcut? What can you learn from it? And I learned from it. I learned from it. So don't beat yourself up. Second business partner. And now, a few years later, this is a partner I met online. He saw what I was doing, and I was growing. We formed a company together, doing website conversion and website optimization for companies, entrepreneurs. And we signed an agreement, basically a 30-70% split. Any revenue that comes in, I would keep 70%, he would keep 30%. And he would help me with the traffic, he would help me with the website and certain things. I said, great. And I would do the selling and marketing and write all the copy and do all of that. What ended up happening is, I ended up doing 99% of the work. I was the one that's carrying the weight of the company. I was talking with the clients, I was the one that's doing the work, who was doing very, very little. Very little. And and I was paying him 30%, 30%, 30%, to a point where I was like, this is not working. He's not doing anything. I'm doing all the work. I'm taking all the risk, right? Why am I giving a big chunk of my revenue away to someone who's not doing the work? So I confronted him. I said, this is not working. I want to end this partnership. He said, well, you cannot end this partnership. I said, what do you mean? Well, we signed a deal. You can't just walk away. I said, I can't do this. Like, we got to change the percentage. No, you got to keep paying me, otherwise I'll take legal action. More than that, I said, no. I said, I'm not going to do that. So what happened back then was, Diego was actually threatening me. He said, if you end the partnership, because he has access to our customer base, our list, our database, I'm going to email all your customers and tell them that you are not an honorable man, that he's going to kind of frame me as a bad person and destroy my reputation. Now, what would you do in that scenario? What would you do? Someone that I have a partnership with, I thought he would do the work. I trusted him. I gave him away 30% of my company. Then now what? I ended up the one, again, doing all the work, carrying the company. And I couldn't sleep for many, many nights. It was very, very stressful. I end up shutting down the entire company. I say, fuck it. I say, you're gonna email my customers? Email my customers. I shut down the entire thing. So all the revenue is coming in, all that, I just let go of all of that. And I start something new. Now that's difficult. That's very, very difficult. So maybe you have a bad business partner right now and you feel like it's like the end of the world, like how do I get rid of this person? And you feel like, oh my God, it's gonna affect my employees, it's gonna affect the people that we work with, our vendors, our customers, or this person is like holding you by the balls. Let me tell you this. That partner, the second partner that I had, nowhere to be seen. And yet I'm here today. Yes, I did the work. I did almost all the work. You do the work, you get the knowledge, you get the experience. No one could take that away from you. You can always build something again. Always build something again. That other person trying to shortcut, trying to take advantage of you, they will still do that. People like that don't succeed long term. They never become successful. I know it hurts. I know it might cost you a lot of money right now. I know that. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. But I learned. So from there, I let go of that. Guess what? The new company I started, more successful than the company I closed down with him. Third business partner. Happened recently. Was so disappointed. This guy came to me a couple months away from bankruptcy. Literally, a couple months away from bankruptcy. I helped him. I turned his life around, taught him a skill, pay off his debt, treat him like family, invite him to my home, invite him to my company. After working together for a period of time, what I found out is he was doing a lot of reputation destruction, a lot of things behind my back, lying, deceiving, spreading rumors among my company, among even my students. Was I disappointed? Absolutely. That's a business partner right there. But I learned from it. Doesn't matter what you're going through. Let me tell you this, give it time. Time. It might feel like you never get out of it. It might feel like this is such a big deal. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years looking back, 10 years looking back, you're like, It may be just like a bleep. Not that big of a deal. You're still you. You'll still make it. You'll still be successful. The business partner, the 3 business partner that I had, the bad ones, where are they? I'm here. I'll always be here. Those guys, irrelevant. History. No one remembers them. No one cares about them. You shouldn't care about them. As much as it hurts, as much as it bothers you, as much as you want to kill that son of a bitch, I get that. Let it go. Winners are winners, losers will always be losers. Let it go. But next time when you select a business partner, be way more selective. At the end of the day, you should take responsibility. I take responsibility. I chose that person. I chose that person to be my business partner. It is like How many of you had bad meals? I've had bad meals. You've had bad meals. Do you still eat? Still eat. Just because a couple people lie to you, betray your trust, it's not everybody. I've also had some very successful partnerships. I'm glad I have those partnerships, and they're phenomenal, right? They enrich my life, and that's great. Working on projects with great people, that's wonderful, right? It's not like, oh, then I don't trust anybody anymore. I never want to partner anymore. No, you need to collaborate. You need to work with people. So as disappointing as those incidents, learn from those incidents. And trust me, 5-10 years from now, looking back, those incidents, the first one, it turned me into an obsessed learner. The first business partner, it turned me into an obsessed learner, right? The second business partner taught me the importance of having a team, not counting on one person. The third business partner taught me about legal structure, right? Protecting yourself. It made everything that I do stronger. It made me stronger. And it's great. I don't recommend anyone to go through this, but sometimes you gotta go through this to become who you are capable of, who you could be. So that's my story. So if you've ever been screwed over by a business partner, comment below, share your story with us. Share your story with me. I want to hear them. And what have you learned from it? Put aside the anger, put aside the rage. What have you learned from this? You might say, all I learned is an asshole. No, seriously, what have you learned from this? What's your takeaway? There's some good in there. I know there's some good in there. In spite of how bad the scenario is, what could you learn from this? If you can find those couple key lessons you can learn from it, then next time you won't repeat the same mistake, right? So share your story with me. Comment below.